You are lying in a tent. No walls, no locks, just thin canvas between you and the African night. And somewhere outside, something is breathing, heavy, slow, close enough that you can hear it over the wind. You don't move. You don't make a sound. You just lie there, heart going insane, eyes wide open in the dark. Morning comes. You unzip your tent and look down at the ground. Lion tracks, circling where you slept, coming within 2 feet of your head, and then walking away. It was right there, and it left you alone. Why? That answer goes deeper than you think, deeper than smell, deeper than instinct, all the way back to what humans actually did to every predator on this planet over 300,000 years. Here's something that most people never realize about themselves. You are terrifying. Not because you are big. A lion outweighs you by 300 pounds. Not because you are fast. A cheetah runs at 70 miles per hour. Not because you have claws or venom or armor. You have none of those things. And yet, across every continent, in every ecosystem, the data is clear. Wild animals fear humans more than they fear any other predator on the planet. In 2017, researchers at the University of California played recordings of different predators through hidden speakers in the Santa Cruz Mountains. They played lions roaring, they played dogs barking, and they played ordinary human voices, just people talking, reading poetry, having normal conversations. The reaction from pumas, bobcats, and other predators was the same every single time. The human voice caused the fastest retreat, the longest absence, and the most disrupted behavior, more than lions. More than any other predator in the study, they called it the landscape of fear, and humans sit at the very top of it. A separate study in Africa found that 95% of carnivore and prey species in the Greater Kruger National Park ran faster and farther when they heard human voices compared to hearing actual lion calls. Giraffes, leopards, hyenas, zebras, elephants, all of them more scared of a recording of a person talking than a lion roaring. This is not a coincidence. This is the result of something that has been building for hundreds of thousands of years. And to understand it, you need to understand what humans actually are. Every predator on Earth operates on a simple calculation: risk versus reward. The food they want to eat has to be worth the danger of getting it. A lion attacking a buffalo might win, but it might also take a horn to the chest that gets infected and kills it 3 weeks later. So lions are careful. All predators are careful. They go after prey where the math makes sense. Humans broke that math completely. Other animals fight back with their bodies, claws, teeth. Humans fight back with tools, from a distance, where the predator cannot reach them. Humans coordinate in groups in ways no other species does, using language to plan, to communicate in real time, to split up and flank. Humans set traps. Humans use fire. Humans remember which individual predator attacked them and come back specifically for that animal days later. And here is the thing that truly changed everything. Humans don't stop. Most prey animals have a flight response. They run until the danger is gone and then they move on. Humans are persistence hunters. Early humans could not outrun a deer, but they could follow it for hours, for an entire day, in the heat, until the animal collapsed from exhaustion. That is something no predator had ever encountered before. Something that simply does not stop coming. Predators that tried to hunt humans or that threatened human camps got killed consistently across thousands of years in every part of the world. The ones that learned to avoid humans survived and had offspring. Over enough generations, avoiding humans stopped being a learned behavior. It became instinct, coded into the DNA of every large predator alive today. So when a lion circles your tent at night and then walks away, that is 300,000 years of human history making that decision for it. Now, let's talk about what a predator actually experiences when it approaches a sleeping human. The first thing it gets is smell, and human smell, to a large predator, is deeply unusual. We don't smell like prey. We don't smell like anything else in the animal world. We smell like fire, because humans have been using fire for at least 400,000 years. And the scent of smoke and ash is permanently woven into what humans smell like to other animals. We smell like cooked food, which does not exist anywhere else in nature. We smell like tools and metal and things that have no natural equivalent. What a predator smells when it smells a human is unknown. And unknown, for an animal whose survival depends on accurate risk assessment, is the most dangerous category there is. Researchers studying predator behavior around traditional communities in Kenya found something remarkable. Lions avoided areas with human scent even when there was no visual or sound cue present. Just the smell alone was enough to change their route. And this avoidance was not cautious or tentative, it was decisive. The lions did not slow down and investigate. They redirected completely. But smell is only the first layer. because your body is doing something else while you sleep that predators can detect, and it changes everything about how they see you. Here is what almost nobody knows about human sleep. You are not defenseless when you are unconscious. Your brain never fully powers down. Scientists call it the sentinel hypothesis. The idea is this: human sleep evolved in an environment full of predators. For our ancestors, sleeping deeply and completely would have been a death sentence. So the human brain developed the ability to maintain a background level of threat monitoring even during the deepest stages of sleep. Your brain is constantly processing sound, smell, and movement information while you sleep. It is making decisions about what to wake you up for and what to let pass. This is why a car alarm outside does not wake you, but your own name whispered in a quiet room does. Your sleeping brain is filtering and prioritizing constantly. Now here is why this matters for predators. When a large animal approaches a sleeping human, the human's body responds before the person wakes up. Breathing rate changes slightly. Heart rate shifts. The body releases low levels of stress hormones, cortisol, and adrenaline that change the chemical signature the human is giving off. Predators with their extraordinary sensory systems can detect these changes. What they experience is a sleeping animal that is simultaneously showing signs of alertness. The breathing is not the slow, deep breathing of genuinely unconscious prey. It is something more complex, something that suggests the animal could be fully awake and dangerous within seconds. Dead prey stays still. Deeply unconscious prey stays still. A sleeping human does not quite stay still, not chemically, not neurologically. And predators, operating on millions of years of sensory experience, feel that difference even when they cannot explain it. Now we need to talk about the exception, because predators do attack sleeping humans. It has happened throughout history, and understanding exactly when it happens tells you everything about when it doesn't. In March of 1898, construction workers were building a railway bridge over the Tsavo River in Kenya. Thousands of workers. Camps spread over miles of African bush. And 2 male lions started coming into the camps at night, dragging workers from their tents. They built fires. The lions came through. They built thorn fences called bomas around the camps. The lions found ways in. Armed guards stood watch. The lions waited them out. For 9 months, the attacks continued. Hundreds of workers eventually fled. Construction stopped completely. The 2 lions became known as the Ghost and the Darkness. A British officer named Lieutenant Colonel John Henry Patterson spent months hunting them. He built platforms in trees. He used dead donkeys as bait. He sat alone in the dark night after night waiting. He finally killed the first lion in December 1898 and the second 3 weeks later. The attack stopped immediately after the first lion was killed, which told researchers something important about which of the 2 was driving the behavior. When scientists examined the lion's remains, which are still on display at the Field Museum in Chicago today, they found the answer. The first lion, the one that died and immediately stopped the attacks, had severe dental disease, a destroyed tooth and jaw abscess so painful that hunting its normal prey would have been agonizing. Chemical analysis of the lion's remains published in the scientific journals confirmed that this lion had been eating humans far more than its partner. The rule broke because the calculation changed. A healthy lion looks at a sleeping human and sees unknown risk and uncertain reward. A lion in agonizing dental pain looks at a sleeping human and sees the only option that doesn't hurt to pursue. Desperation, that is the one thing that overrides everything else. There are 2 more layers to why predators leave sleeping humans alone that most people never think about. The first is groups. Humans almost never sleep truly alone in nature. Our ancestors slept in groups, and human sleep is not uniform. We cycle through light and deep sleep phases every 90 minutes. In a group of people sleeping together, there's almost always someone in a lighter phase, closer to waking at any given moment. Predators learned through painful experience that approaching a group of sleeping humans meant that something would wake up, and waking humans in a group meant spears and fire and coordinated response. Studies tracking predator behavior near human settlements found that approach attempts were dramatically more common near solitary humans than groups. The second layer is fire. Humans have been sleeping near fire for at least 400,000 years. Every large predator alive today evolved alongside that fire. Animals that approached human fires got killed, generation after generation, across hundreds of thousands of years. The ones that stayed away survived. Today that avoidance is so deep it does not require the fire to be present. The smell of humans triggers the same response that fire once did. The association has been transferred completely. Fire did not just keep predators warm. It rewrote predator instincts across geological time. Here's what gets me about all of this. Every single one of your ancestors, going back 300,000 years, survived the night. Every single one of them closed their eyes in a world full of things that could have killed them. Lions, leopards, cave bears, hyenas, saber-toothed cats, things that don't even exist anymore because they went extinct while humans kept going. And every single morning your ancestors woke up, not just because they were lucky, because they were genuinely frightening, because something in how they moved, how they smelled, how they organized, how they fought back, made them the most dangerous thing in any environment they entered. The predators that are alive today are the ones whose ancestors were smart enough to leave your ancestors alone. You carry that in your body right now, in the way your brain monitors sound while you sleep, in the way a strange noise pulls you from deep sleep before you even know what you heard, in the way your heart rate spikes when something feels wrong in the dark before your conscious mind can explain why. You were not built to be prey, not even while you sleep, and the predators know it, even when you have forgotten. So why won't predators touch you while you sleep? Because you smell like danger, even unconscious. Because your brain never fully powers down. Your body gives off signals of alertness even in deep sleep that predators can detect. Because 300,000 years of humans hunting, trapping, and outcompeting, every large predator on Earth has made avoiding you a genetic instinct in them. Because fire rewrote their behavior across hundreds of thousands of years. And because under normal circumstances, when a predator is healthy, when prey is available, when you are not isolated and alone, the risk of approaching you is simply not worth it. The rule holds, until it doesn't. And now you know exactly when that is, and why the exceptions are so rare. Here's what I want to know from you. Does knowing this make you feel safer at night, or does knowing about the exceptions make you feel less safe? Because honestly, I think the answer says something interesting about how you see yourself. Tell me in the comments. And if this changed how you think about what humans actually are, and send it to someone who needs to hear it. Because most people go their whole lives, never realizing they are the most feared predator on the planet, even when they are asleep.